In my last video, I shared how I designed and then cut brass blanks on the xTool F2 Ultra and then polished them into high shine with my rotary attachments. And in today's video, I'm going to finish them into beautiful, unique earrings. I picked these forget-me-not flowers back in May and I dried them for about a month and a half. I selected the flowers that I liked the most and I was picking them up with a piece of cartridge paper, which I found was the best way to do it. These are flowers I picked and dried even earlier. I then added a little bit of yellow tint to the middle with acrylic paint and a brush and let it dry for about 30 minutes. And next comes the resin part, and I'm using a resin tape as the backing. You know I love things to shine and sparkle, so this holographic fine glitter was a must for sure. But I only added a little bit into my UV resin. And if you are wondering why this footage is suddenly so dark, it's because I shut all the curtains to stop daylight coming into the room. I knew I was going to work slowly and the daylight would cure my pot of resin faster. So what I would do is to add a drop of resin, not too much, not too little, and I would spread it with a toothpick carefully. Then add the flower head and immediately cure it for a bit. My reasoning for this was that I didn't want the flower to move or sink into the resin, so I wanted to cure it in place. And that was a good approach, but I learned a valuable lesson because I would cure some of the flowers for half a minute, some of them for a minute, and some of them for just a few seconds. I found that the ones I only cured for a very short amount of time started to soak the resin in. And because I didn't even think about this possibility, I didn't really pay attention to whether they were soaking the resin that was on the bottom or possibly the top coat. But basically what I'm trying to say is that if you do this, especially with thin flowers like these, do one layer of resin, add flour, and then immediately cure it for at least 60 seconds. And then when you are ready to do the top coat, just add the clear resin on the top and then immediately cure it for about 60 seconds or more. And then you can move on to another section and then you can cure the whole thing properly. Oh, I bet you didn't expect me to make these studs. I didn't expect to make them either. So I'm using these blanks, they are links from this silver plated chain I have, and I'm filling them with resin mixed with glitter and pearlescent powder. And because I had a lot of this pearlescent resin left, I thought I would just make some random elements I can later use in my jewelry making. I started to get so many ideas of what I could do with them, and I wanted to start experimenting in this video, but I had to stop myself because otherwise I would never finish this video. Here I'm adding the top coats. Oh, and I also learned another lesson, and that is less is more. Meaning, start adding resin in small amounts and move slowly and carefully, because once it spills, it's so annoying and messy. That's why it's annoying, because it's messy. I'm using my heat gun to get rid of the little bubbles that have formed in my resin and then curing the whole thing. But remember what I said earlier, cure one section at a time and cure it properly. I also added a good amount of resin to the studs. Then I mixed some more resin with just glitter and green resin ink and added that to the little sections, because when I think of forget-me-not flowers, which are by the way one of my favorite flowers, I think of this gorgeous blue, yellow and green color, and that's what I wanted my earrings to communicate. Plus sparkly bits of course, but that's just my personal touch. Ooh, now comes the scariest part. Really, I was so worried I would mess this up. You know, at first I thought I would just engrave little slots for the crystals on my F2 Ultra, which is something I always do, but I decided not to. And afterwards, I really regretted that decision. Because first of all, it was really hard to see where to add the crystals, as the crystals and the surface were so reflective, and also the crystals move so easily on the glue, and I really didn't want to have a messy finish. But I did it! Well, kind of. It doesn't look messy, but I added the very first blue crystal in a slightly wrong place, and so I had to do all the other sides the same, because otherwise it would just look wrong. And I also contemplated whether I should add a crystal in the middle of the flower in one of the sections or not. And I decided to do so. I don't know, I just think it looks even more unique. I added the earring backs to my studs, and I know these are gold color, but I couldn't find my silver ones. And I just didn't want to look for them any longer. I really wanted to finish them. So that's that. Then I made my own earring hooks with a Swarovski round faceted bead and 20 gauge non-tarnished brass wire. And here are the finished earrings. I personally love them, and the thing that I love the most, apart from the sparkles, I love the uniqueness. I love that I was able to design my own blanks and cut them out on my xTool F2 Ultra. I love that I not only used my favorite flowers, but I also picked them and dried them myself. I just love that these earrings are so uniquely mine. And that's what I love about making my own jewelry. I just make whatever I like and whatever I want. I take an idea from my head and I create it in this 3D world. And I love that I can share it with you. I hope you like these earrings as much as I do, and let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!